Good afternoon everyone, this is Chrissy and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I'm sharing my project that I'm doing this year following K3n from K3n Cloth Tales. Each week K3n shows us a new video and gives us a prompt. And I'll put all the details below if you're not familiar with K3n's channel. It's a lovely channel and I'm really enjoying taking part in this challenge for the whole year. This is the book that I'm using to showcase my efforts. I realise that this is not going to hold 52 weeks worth of work, but this actually happened to be a journal that I had made many years, 10 years ago in fact, and my style had changed since I made it. The way that I like things now are not how I liked them back then when I made this. So what I did with it was I grunged it up and made it really grungy that I now love it. Yeah, so that's the book that I'm using, and as I said, I won't get 52 weeks in it, but I probably will make another journal partway through or whenever this one runs out or gets too big. So I had a pocket in here of this one. The contents and everything were, that was made 52 years ago, 10 years ago, and I've just altered it a little bit to accommodate how I want it to be now. But anyway, here we go. Week 1 was the 1st of January we started this, and it was fabric weaving, and the fabric weaving was to sort of encompass community, the community we are, all different places in the world, and yeah, so that was my attempt for that one. And then week 2 was the balance of darkness and light, representing our 2 hemispheres. So I had a bit of a struggle with this one, so I just did this this eyelet stitch here representing the sun, and this one here is the dark. When one half of the world is in lightness, the other half is in darkness, sort of thing. That's what that represents, and these are stars here to represent the darkness. And I've stitched that onto a piece of fabric that I have rust dyed. The 3rd week was diversity, and is bound by a common thread, darning. And these were 3 different things to represent diversity. I remember my mum used to darn socks, and so that's a bit of darning there. And this was what I used to like. I used to, cross stitch for many, many years, so I've put that little sampler there of cross stitch, and this is what I like to do now, and it's to make snippets and coordinate all sorts of little bits of fabric together and that sort of thing. So I'll just add a bit of light here. I think it's a bit dark. So that's how I came up with that one. 15th. Then I shot I didn't do them in order, I don't think. Well, yes, I did. I did that one in order. That one was choices. An exercise to try to free us up and not get overwhelmed by choices. Yes, K3n suggested we get a pile of scraps and just pick from it without looking into it and putting them down, because sometimes we can be overwhelmed with the amount of choices that we have. So that was to sort of free us up a little bit, I think, and just to, yeah. That was that one. 22nd. What was after the 22nd? It'd be the 29th. I didn't do them in order. I jumped away over here somewhere, I think, next. Yes, 29th was English paper piecing, Hidden Histories, Untold Stories. And what we did this week was to write something, a story or a poem or something on the back on our paper, then do our English paper piecing and leave the papers in. And that was with papers left in to respect the historical tradition of when they did that through thrift and need. So K3n explained that back years ago they used to do that and leave the papers in. So that's why we did that, and I've just embroidered that little tiny bee there. And this was in the book. This was a card that someone had given me, so I thought that was very appropriate to put that. That's why I've put that piece on that page. Now the 25th of the 2nd. This one I enjoyed. K3n calls it Trixie Fabrics, which I think is a lovely name to describe the fabrics that are tricky to work with and have a bit of a mind of their own. And the exercise this week was to listen to the cloth and let it tell us what it wanted to do while still enjoying the process of stitching. So these were my Trixie fabrics. This one wouldn't tear, so I've just, left them frayed like that. And this one, when I pulled it out of the bag, it was sort of scrunched into a position, and I decided to just leave it or push it down into that position so that it stayed in that position, and then I stitched it. And this was a new thing for me to learn here, which was, it is a variation of blanket stitch, but I just love the way it has come out, and that was new for me to do that. So that was the Trixie Fabrics. Cute word, isn't it? Trixie Fabrics. So then that must have been the 9th after that. Where did we go there? This was week 7, and this was Valentine's week, so it was a heart and held together by scraps of love, and the heart is just made up of all different little scraps of fabric. And then these 4 hearts here represent Sarah, Nellie, Ben and River, who were and are our Labrador retrievers. We've had Sarah, Nellie and Ben, and now we have River. So you've probably heard me talk about River before, but that is for our love of those 4 animals who are forever in our hearts. This one is week 8. This was week 8. This was an interesting one. This was based on Korean pajagi, which is a method of sewing the fabric so that it's got seams on both sides, which really is just a flat felled seam. But K3n said it's pajagi inspired because traditional pajagi, I can't say that word very easily, pajagi doesn't use the running stitch, but we've used running stitch on ours, so that was that. And then this is the last one. I've caught up now. I was behind for a little while, but this is the last one for week 9, and this is 9 patches of stitching, and also a grid poem, which I wasn't familiar with, but you can read the poem. You're supposed to be able to read the poem across that way and down that way, but I wasn't able to come up with anything original myself, so I've copied K3n's poem here. So that was I stitched some of those on in an applique way, or appliqued, and some just in different, methods of stitching. So that is my K3n Cloth Tales project up to date for to the end of February. So I'll come back again when I've got more to share with you, and this cord that I've tied my book up with, K3n has a video on how to make that if you want to know. It's called twining, and I absolutely love doing that. So thank you very much for spending some time with me, and I'll see you again. Bye.